Hello all, Jamie Rogers here for Craftmania to give you a few Christmas inspirational ideas. Now I know that Christmas is fast approaching and like me you may not have done as many cards as you should have by this point. So we thought what we would do is bring you a whole host of little inspirational videos throughout November to hopefully give you a few last minute ideas. Now what's also amazing is all of the items are available on the www.craftmaniacraft.com website and they're all on offer. So while I tell you a bit more about that, we're going to scan over and give you a little overview of a few of the cards that we've either made on these videos or a few that might be coming up or just a few that I really like that thought might give you a bit of inspiration. So online you'll be able to find all of these products on our craftmaniacrafts.com website. If you pop onto there and you look across the drop down menus, there's one that says as seen on TV. Now I know we're not technically on telly, but we thought we'd try and keep it easy for you and us. If you pop onto that little menu and have a little look for the section called November YouTube-last minute Christmas ideas, all of the products you need for these cards will be in that section, and lots of them have special offers too, so it's a really good time to go and stock up. We'll chat more at the end of the video about how you can order and our postage, and also a free die that you might qualify for if you order during November. But first of all, we're going to have a little look at this card. Now this is probably the easiest card we're going to bring you on these videos. This is so simple to create, but I hope you'll agree it's quite effective. So I thought I'd show you how to do it because it's so simple. So what you're going to need is one of our lovely edger dies. So we're looking at the paper cuts collection, and as you can see by the samples, we're looking at the Christmas wording ones. Now there's so many different edges available on our website, you will have a real hard choice ahead of you. Not only are there Christmas, there's flowers and fairies and pictures and dolphins even. There is an awful lot for you to choose from. How an edger die works is about 50% of the die is above the cut line, as in where the edger extends out cut line, and about 50% is normally below. The one I'm holding is a little bit more favouring the top of it, but the idea is we have this bit that's going to pop out and that bit that's going to stay inside your card, and the extender lines come out each side for us to know where they're going to end up on each side. Now, you can cut these onto the front of a card, you can trim out the whole idea and have it as a separate item, or what we're going to do is we're going to use them to create our own delicate aperture. So I'm going to take an A5 card here and we're going to pop the die just on top there on the front of the card. Now I'm going to use a bit of tape to tape this in place, and we're actually going to be using an A5 machine for this demo. If you've got an A4 machine at home, that's brilliant. It means that you can open your card blank out and then you're not going to mark the insert of your card, because obviously it's going to cut into this front panel. In an A5 machine, you can still do this technique, but you are going to mark your card stock. So I would add in an insert panel and possibly a panel on the back of your card to cover that up, but we'll show you what I mean. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our plates, and we're using our latest machine to arrive here at Craftmania. And I absolutely love this, I've got to be honest, it's brilliant. It's A5 in size, it's actually on special offer at the moment as well. It should be $79.99, but we have them on offer at only $69.99. It's just a really robust machine. It's incredibly easy to turn the handle, so anyone who struggles with the machines, you might find this one even simpler than some of the others you've used. Bearing in mind we've got 2 levels of cardstock and a die, this really isn't a problem to pull it through. Really simple to use. Now once that's gone through, we've obviously cut our die. I'll just pop these out of the way. We will bring our die back, and we'll bring our card back round the right way, and we will remove our tape. Now I'm not worried if the tape rips on this one, because that's the bit we're going to be cutting out. But as you can see, our die has cut perfectly, as they always do. They're amazing dies to work with. And paper cut dies, the idea is it gives you the effect of paper cutting with a knife, but you don't have to do that. Obviously the die is going to do it. It actually looks like we've used several different dies to create this effect, but obviously just one die, one pass through your machine, and you've got that effect. Now on the inside of our card here, this is what I was on about. Because of the die's gone in there, we've got a bit of an indentation from where that die has been sitting. I would just get over that by popping an insert piece of card on the front there, maybe one on the back to cover it up if you are only on an A5 machine. If you've got an A4 machine, you can open your card out, you're not going to struggle with that, but it's a good way for you to know how you can use these in your A5 machines still. So So we'll pop that to one side, and we're going to go on to the one we're actually going to be looking at. So the one we're using for this card is the Winter Cheer one. So that one, of course, was A Child Is Born. Doesn't matter which design we're working with, but we're going to be looking at our lovely Winter Cheer one. So next up, what we need to do is we need to take this part out so that we have that aperture effect. So at this stage, I would bring in a rule and a pencil, and I would pick an area for my frame. So let's go for, that's a bit big, so we'll go for the wording, and we'll pick up our wording as our edge here, and we will go across all three sides. You could do this on the inside of your card, by the way, if you don't want pencil lines on the outside of your card. I'm not planning on using this one, so it doesn't make too much of a difference to me, but you could always do it on the inside so you don't see the lines. Then I would normally use a knife and a cutting mat, maybe even use the rule if you like to use a rule, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to take a pair of scissors for this, and we're going to trim out that box. So it's not going to be as exact as it would be with a knife, but to be honest, I'm going to show you how you can cover this line up so it doesn't make too much difference, even if it isn't spot on perfect. So we're just going to trim across the top there as well, and then we're going to trim down that side. And then when we get to the extension blade on the other side, we're going to cut across to it, and that will then make this part fall away. Oh, come here, there we go. Oh, get off. There we go. So we have created ourselves our own aperture with our die floating in the middle of it, which is one of my favourite ways to use these. If you wanted to, you could also, and we're not going to plan on doing this for this card, but you could also do this on a scoreboard. Don't follow me, look at me going off on a tangent. You could actually fold this against its panels there, and you could create your very own easel card too. So there's lots of ways you could then take this. You don't have to do it the way we're doing it, but we're going to stick with it being flat, just as how I wish to use it. Now, I've already done one of these, hence why we can play about with that one. And I've already taken our pearls. Now, these pearls are brilliant. The sheet is much bigger than the one I'm holding up, but it's just an idea to show you. These are sticky back pearls. They literally come in a line. You can pick them up and peel them off. These are available on the website. You'll find them in the gem section. They won't be in the Christmas editions because it isn't really a Christmas product, but it is something I'm just sneaking in to show you. And I've literally put them around the box, which I've cut out with my knife, and I've put them around the edge of the card as well, just to tie in them different pearls and give you a nice real finish effect to this. We're then going to open our card up, and I've already taken a piece of acetate. This is our heat resistant acetate from Creative Expressions, and I've put some double-sided tape around it. I'm just going to take the lid off of our tape. Come here, you. Oh, doing so well. 2 down, 2 to go. There we go. And this is a really good acetate because you can actually stamp on it and heat emboss with it if you want to. You can even put it for an embossing folder. We use the same acetate for our quartz and crystal techniques. It's just a really nice acetate. I'm going to pop that over the back of our card so that that is now covering our window and all of our wording bit. Now, if you wanted to, you could add a ribbon round there, or you could cut yourself a frame and pop it over the top if you don't like seeing the tape over it on the inside of your card. The choice is yours. I personally don't mind too much. Every card has its inner workings. It's about learning to live with them, isn't it? But it's your choice. Then we now have this lovely acetate in there. So what better way to dress it up than bringing in some lovely cosmic shimmer twinkles. So this is the polar white one. There's several of these sort of white style twinkles available, including Aurora Sparkle and a few others. The polar white one actually means the glitter in here is white, so it's going to look more like snow. But if you want a bit more of a glittery effect to them, then look through the collection online. You'll find there are more available. And all I'm going to do is bring this in and just dot this down on my acetate to create little snow blobs. Now you can do these as big or as small as you want to. You've got that ultra fine nozzle. At home you can be a lot more precise than I'm being, but I'm just going to go for some speed here to show you how quick and easy it is to dot them out. It will dry a little bit flatter than you tend to put it on, or I've found it has. But do as many or as little as you want. Dot them around your boot. Isn't this boot beautiful, by the way? We haven't really mentioned it, have we? But isn't that just a gorgeous die cut? We're then going to go in and put some snow going across underneath our boot. We're going to bring it out on the edges actually as well. Again, it's nice to cover up your cut line if you've done your cut line, and just add on your additions there. And then lastly, we're going to bring in some flowers. So this is our lovely cut and lift poinsettia. Now, I do keep telling you on our little videos that this has been discontinued and is very low on the ground now. So if you haven't managed to get hold of this one yet, do check that out on the website because they are discontinued by us and Creative Expressions. So when they're gone, they're gone. Creative Expressions did have a few more of these available at the time of filming. So we may well have added more to our stock, but there isn't many. So do get ordering while we've got them. I don't think they'll be around next year, so it's a good time to get stocked up, even though we are a little bit later in the year this year. We're going to add in a couple of our branches. That also comes in with the same flower set. Then we're going to bring in this lovely twiggy design. This one is actually from the same set, but I've cut it out of our Vanilla Foundations pearl cardstock, just to match in with our pearls, just give that little shimmer, little detail too. I'm going to pop that coming in from both sides here as well, just as a little filigree detail or a little flourish. There we go. And then that is your card created. As simple as that. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, if you do have the indentations on the inside, you might want to pop back maybe a piece of that vanilla cardstock on the inside to give you a bit of a contrast coming through on your acetate. You could even put a panel on the back here, and then maybe bring in like one of our sentiment stamps and pop that on the back there and really write your message and decorate the back so you don't see it through the window. The choice is yours. This is just a real quick, simple card that you're going to be able to achieve time and time again with these dies with no faffing. So don't forget, all of the items that we've had a little look at on this video will be available on the Craftmania website. You'll be able to find them in the section which is called November YouTube Last Minute Christmas Ideas. So do pop on there and have a little look. Now, one last thing before we leave you. You can actually receive a free die. If you spend over £10 on the website during November, we will be giving you a free die worth $8.99. Now, the designs may well change. At the time of filming this, we was on our birthday cake design. Have a feeling this will probably run out quite quickly and there will be a new design. If you pop onto the website, there will be a box that pops up and on it will show you whichever the current design is that we are giving away. If you've already qualified for one of the old designs, so maybe you've had the birthday cake or the sleigh that come before it, don't worry. If it's a new design and you haven't yet received it, you are more than eligible again to spend your £10 and get that die free. So we're helping you build a free collection of dies, so do get on there and get one ordered. Obviously it is limited to one per household, so if you have already had one of the cake, for instance, we will not send you another one. We want to share it about and give as many dies out to as many people as we possibly can. So do have a little look on there for all the terms and conditions anyway. Tells you how it works, tells you what your current die will be. So getting back to your ordering, you can do that on our website, obviously, from the section I told you about earlier, or you can actually do it on the phone lines as well. Our phone lines are open from 9 AM to 7 PM every single day of the week, and all you have to do is give us a ring on 01493 843 666 and we can process your orders for you. Shipping is really easy as well. If you spend over £5 and you live in the UK, your P&P is completely free. Your items will arrive at your door free of charge. If you live internationally, we do ship literally to the whole world. It doesn't matter where you live, not a problem. And that's really simple too. Just do your shopping as you would normally. When you come to checkout, you'll be charged a capped amount of £10 P&P. If we can find a way to get your parcel to you cheaper than £10, we will actually refund you the difference. If it costs more than £10 here at Craftmania, we will actually pay that for you. In honesty with you, the average parcel tends to cost about £24. We send an awful lot to America, Australia, New Zealand, and different parts of Europe. They tend to all work out about £24-ish and tend to take about 2 weeks to reach you on average. But if it costs that much, it's not a problem. You pay £10, we pay the rest of it. So it's a nice way to keep it as cheap as we can for you. Hope you've enjoyed today's little Christmas inspirational video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to pop them in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you soon.